History's most bizarre coincidences. Probabilities too low for mathematicians. Some events in history simply cannot be explained by probability. Two presidents assassinated a century apart with eerily identical details. A novel that described a maritime disaster 14 years before it happened. A man who survived 2 atomic bombs and lived to tell the tale. These aren't movie plots. Every single one is a verified historical event. Today, we're counting down 5 coincidences so disturbing they'll send a chill down your spine. And the deeper we go, the harder they are to explain. When coincidences pile up beyond the limits of probability, can we still call them coincidences? Number 5. Lincoln and Kennedy. Presidential assassinations mirrored a century apart. 2 American presidents, assassinated exactly 100 years apart, with a list of parallels long enough to make your skin crawl. Lincoln was elected in 1860. Kennedy was elected in 1960. Both were shot on a Friday. Both took a bullet to the head. Both died in front of their wives. Lincoln was shot at Ford's Theater. Kennedy was shot riding in a Ford Lincoln automobile. Both successors were named Johnson. Andrew Johnson was born in 1808. Lyndon Johnson was born in 1908. Booth shot Lincoln inside a theater, then fled to a warehouse. Oswald shot Kennedy from a warehouse, then fled to a theater. Some widely circulated parallels have been debunked, yes, but the ones that hold up are enough to make any statistician deeply uncomfortable. A century apart, and history somehow produced a near-perfect mirror image. Why? Number 4. The Wreck of the Titan. A novel predicted the Titanic 14 years early. A novel described a massive luxury liner called the Titan striking an iceberg on an April night. Not enough lifeboats. Hundreds dead. 14 years later, the Titanic went down. Almost identically. The novel was Futility, written in 1898 by Morgan Robertson. The fictional Titan displaced 70,000 tons. The real Titanic, 66,000. The Titan was 800 feet long. The Titanic, 882. Both were declared unsinkable. Both struck an iceberg in the North Atlantic in April. Both carried far too few lifeboats for passengers aboard. Robertson always insisted this was simply an educated guess based on his maritime knowledge. But when you line up the specifications side by side, the resemblance is enough to make anyone's blood run cold. Was this really just a prediction from a former sailor? Number 3. Mark Twain and Halley's Comet. He predicted the exact date of his own death. I came in with Halley's Comet, and I expect to go out with it. The man who said those words predicted the exact date of his own death. Mark Twain, one of America's greatest writers, was born on November 30th, 1835, 2 weeks after Halley's Comet appeared. The comet visits Earth once every 75 years. In 1909, Twain publicly declared that he came in with the comet and expected to go out with it. If he didn't, it would be the greatest disappointment of his life. On April 20th, 1910, the comet reached its closest point to the sun. The very next day, Mark Twain died. Between birth and death, exactly 75 years. One full orbit of the comet. Was it coincidence, or some cosmic understanding beyond our grasp? Number 2. The Jim twins. Separated for 40 years, living the same life. 2 babies separated at birth, adopted by completely different families, never knowing the other existed. 40 years later, they reunited and discovered they had been living nearly identical lives. Born in 1939, twin brothers Jim Lewis and Jim Springer were adopted by separate families. Both families independently named their sons Jim. When they met in 1979, the parallels were staggering. Both married women named Linda. Both divorced and remarried women named Betty. Both had a dog named Toy. Both named their sons James Allen and James Allen. Both worked as security guards. Both even vacationed at the same Florida beach. Researchers at the University of Minnesota found their personalities, IQ scores, and brainwave patterns virtually identical. Probability experts still cannot explain it. How much can genes truly determine? Number 1. Tsutomu Yamaguchi. The only person to survive both atomic bombs. August 6, 1945. He was on a business trip in Hiroshima when an atomic bomb detonated 3 kilometers above his head. Severe burns. Ruptured eardrums. But he survived. 3 days later, wrapped in bandages, he dragged himself back to his hometown of Nagasaki. He was describing the horror of Hiroshima to his supervisor when the second atomic bomb exploded over the city. His name was Tsutomu Yamaguchi, the only person officially recognized by Japan as a double hibakusha. On August 6th, he was at the Mitsubishi shipyard in Hiroshima. On August 9th, he was at the Mitsubishi office in Nagasaki. Both times within the blast radius. Both times he survived. Yamaguchi became a passionate advocate against nuclear weapons until his death in 2010 at 93. One man, 2 atomic bombs, 3 days apart. Was this fate's cruelest test, or its most incomprehensible miracle? Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more. Those were 5 historical coincidences that defy explanation. From the century-spanning parallels between Lincoln and Kennedy's assassinations, to a novel that foretold the Titanic's fate 14 years early. From Mark Twain's 75-year pact with Halley's Comet, to the Jim twins who lived identical lives for 40 years without ever meeting, and finally Tsutomu Yamaguchi, who survived 2 atomic bombs in 3 days and lived to 93. Each story challenges everything we think we know about probability and fate. Perhaps the universe is more orderly than we imagine. Perhaps there is a pattern hidden within the chaos. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.